Hi there. In this video we will be taking a quick look at this nJoy Cadu 850, which is actually 800 volt amps. Let's see some quick info. As you can see, it arrived directly like this from where I purchased it. No added protection, so hopefully it's okay. It was a little bit banged up, but that has nothing to do with the manufacturer, just with the seller, EMAG in this case. So 800 volt amps, but the model is 850, and if we go to watts, it's 480 watts, because it has a 0.6 power factor. So if you multiply 800 by 0.6, you get 480 watts. It has HID USB, which means that a desktop computer will see this as a battery, as you can see the battery in laptops, for example. So that's quite nice. Large LCD. Yes, I kind of wanted to have an LCD on it to properly see the status. LAN protection. It has gigabit protection, so basically any gigabit LAN will pass through this without its speed being affected. Extended backup time. It seems to have more storage in it, more capacity in its battery, about 20% more than similar products from other brands, which is kind of nice. So yeah, and it's not suitable for laser printer. I have no clue why is that, but hey, the info is here. Maybe those draw instantly too much or something like that, who knows. Monitors, desktop computers, printers, scanners, TVs, audio and wireless devices. Right there is the list, but yeah. And it's not a pure sine wave, the output of it. Just as an idea, the full information and all the details about the Cadu series will be given in the video in the description, because I already have the 1000 volt amp model, this one right here. So that is a full and really long video. I will not do this one the same. Everything applies to this one, apart from the fact that that one has two 7 amp hour batteries and this one has a 9 amp hour battery. This one has a 7 amp hour battery if you need it, and this have two 9 amp hour batteries at 12 volts, but being two, it's 24 volts, because most likely they are in series. So let's get this out of the box. We get the USB cable, which is nice, warranty card, and the little manual in itself. So this is my version, which is in the middle of the road as size of these things goes. Actually not, this is the 1000 volt amps version, this is the smaller one, which is this. Ain't that cute? As I was unpacking this, my electricity just cut out for a few seconds. Thank you, NL. That's the electricity provider in this location. So yeah, this little guy, decently heavy, having a decently sized battery in there. Yes, it's plastic. If your fingers are wet, this is not grease. I'm just I sweat easily on my hands. Clammy hands, is that the term? That sucks, but hey, it is what it is. Yes, it's a plastic which will get marks, but do you care? No, it's a UPS, you don't keep it in your hands. Anyway, so decently heavy. Let's peel off this nice little foil. Oh, and it clings to me, doesn't want to go. No rubber feet. There's a place where they could have been put, but does it matter? No, not really. Again, you are not moving this, or oh, I am on fixed focus. That kind of sucks, because this is heavy enough that I can barely properly hold it in this position with one hand while focusing. If you want any more info, feel free to read them. For connections, this is what we get: USB, gigabyte, and 2 outlets, which are the standard EU plug. So basically anything can be plugged into this thing. It doesn't have the outputs that have the PC connector on them, which I really like this. The 1000 watt version has 4 connections. This only has 2, but 2 are more than enough for the size of this unit. Power cable is obviously included because it's integrated. The reset switch, I think this resets if some kind of protection gets triggered. I never had to use it, but hey, that's kind of all she wrote. Simple unit. You can power it on. Actually, I think you need to long press it to get this guy to come on. And as you can see, it has self power on even without power connected to it. And no load basically, and the battery is I don't know, 75% more or less charged, and 0 volts AC in. So at this point I will plug this thing into a wall socket, let it charge, and also plug my monitor into it, because that is what I want to keep plugged in. We keep getting power cuts in my area, and I need that monitor for work. I have a 14-inch laptop. I cannot do mechanical design on a 14-inch display, so I need my 24-inch monitor to always be on, even if I don't have power, and hopefully this will be able to keep it on for a few hours, and I will do a quick test with that. So let's plug this in and the monitor in it and see how that goes. Just in case you need it for anything, this is the long part number. This is connected. I will leave it until tomorrow to fully charged and then do a bit of testing. Another thing, this has a cool feature where if it's on, like it is now, power cuts out from the mains, then also its battery fully drains. Then when mains power comes back on, this will power back on by itself. You don't need to repower it yourself, which is kind of cool. It's a set and forget type of deal. What will not remain set after the internal battery fully drains is the disabling of its battery beeping. So main power cuts out, starts beeping that it's on battery. You can set from the software to disable beeping, so it's not beeping anymore. Internal battery runs out, power comes back on, discharges, then power gets cut again, it will beep again. So it will not remember the disabled beeping unless you never let the internal battery fully drain. So yeah. Let me give you a quick look at the whole manual. Feel free to pause at any time. If this is over the years and there's no manual available anymore anywhere on the internet. And I will show you a few things that seemed interesting to me. Like this: do not plug any surge strips into any of the outlets. So it does not like to have something like that plugged after it. I will check my mains one. I do have a strip in there, but I don't think it's surge. I think it's just a normal power strip, so that should be good. And these are its modes. If we have 0 on the output, it means it's not actually powered on, it's in standby. If we have the same voltage, it's just working normally. If the voltage is within acceptable range, the UPS will basically not do anything to it, just pass through the voltage from the mains network. Here is it overloaded, if it has this weird sign in there, and the icons, it seems, will also flash, and it will beep at you, so you know that it's annoyed by the situation. Battery mode, alarm every 10 seconds, and this is what you can disable, but in case you fully drain it, it will be enabled by itself again. This will flash every second when it's really low on battery. Self-test mode, this you can do from the software only. Battery replacement alarm, beeping every 2 seconds. Overloading battery mode and fault mode. Hopefully we will never ever see that. These are the faults. Hopefully also this you will never see. And yeah, that's about it. From here on, Romanian, but we will not stay through that also. Just wanted to let you know, it does have a slight hum to it, so you might not want it right next to your ears. It's really slight, and it's at a low frequency, so it's just a background hum. Your fans on your laptop are way noisier, or on a computer maybe the same, but it's there, so take care where you put it, and you might be able to fully mask it. When it's on battery, we'll see tomorrow. This is while the battery is charging and the unit is just sitting here. Also, be warned, it does smell a bit like hot plastic or hot electronics, at least for the few couple of days. The other one doesn't seem to smell anymore like that. Just want to mention something else. This is fanless. Even the 1000 volt amp model is fanless. Only starting from 1500 volt amps and the 2000 model have fans in them. So this basically only has some weak operating noise, but other than that, noiseless. Still didn't have time to play with it more, but I saw it doing its thing basically a few times, because we seem to have a lower voltage today, and it went below 210 volts a few times, and it clicked and entered the picture. Voltage got even worse, and this is starting to work more and more, so I decided that I should do a runtime test now, because it's kind of almost doing it by itself. So brought my laptop here. I just need to connect this via an USB, and for the rest of my work day, my main monitor will be basically powered by this and not by the mains. I already have the app installed from the 1000 watts UPS. Again, watch that video, it will show you how to install the app, it will show you a lot of things. I'm not going to go into those details, because again I will end up with a 50 minutes video that nobody will watch fully, so it doesn't make sense. As you can see now, this is the input, this is the output. For the moment it's still allowing mains just to pass through it. We surely have some limits, I will search for them now. Battery voltage and capacity, we are fully charged. Remaining time 58 minutes, I think will be more than that. My monitor probably only draws between 30 to 40 watts, and I don't have anything else plugged into the UPS at the moment. We want to silence the alarm even before starting it, so go to this, off. Password. Let me remember the password for this. Okay, search it online. The password is administrator without caps lock A. Without capital A, not caps lock. Jesus, I'm saying stupid things. Let's see. Oh, hi there. Yeah, and this thing just clicked again. Did I change the password? Damn it. Yeah, I did change the password, so there's that, but I remembered it and now we are okay. And now you need to click on this again to off. Are you sure you want to operate? Confirm. And only now we will be set to have the alarm off when we unplug the power. Let's see if I go here again. What? What are you doing? Alarm of failure. Great. Why? It just took a little bit for it to update. It was actually off. Okay, it's good. So now it's off and I can unplug the power, and from this point on, rest of the day my monitor is just run by this. Really small load. We are on battery, full battery. You can see here same info. We are running from battery, 99%. Timing is going down, but this is not real time. I got way more from the 1000 watt unit with a low load, a small load on it, and this is also a small load for this unit from what I'm thinking this monitor. So we will get more than this, I think, but we will see. Again, all of this menu is explained in the big video which is linked in the description. This is only a test with this particular smaller unit. Not sure if I showed you the buzzing sound that it's making. You can hear it. It's not extremely annoying, but you can hear it. But yeah, I think all of them make a sound when basically creating AC from DC. We are on backup power for about an hour and 10 minutes already, so more than it estimated at the start. Still running. I will continue to let it run. Disconnected from this because I honestly think that most of the settings in the app only matter while the laptop is on and connected to this. If this is not connected, most of those settings do absolutely nothing apart from the one that sets the beeping and it doesn't stick, so it resets every time you drain the battery. All the others are just for that particular monitoring app, because when I powered the app on, it had the old settings from the 1000 watts bigger unit that I connected previously to it. So it's not reading any settings from this, it just has the settings of the app. That's a bit weird, but hey, so I disconnected. There was no point for me to keep it connected. Just let this do its thing. It will never be connected in my case to a laptop. It will stay like this. I have a monitor plugged in and I don't need to do anything else to it. It's almost 2 hours since starting this experiment. Still working, but I heard a relay click inside of it and the voltage went up a little bit and the noise increased just a tiny bit. So not sure if the electronics did something to account for the lowering of the battery voltage by switching to a different circuit or something like that, but yeah, my monitor is still working and I can still work without being plugged into the mains. And it cut off. It ran for exactly 2 hours. And now I will do something that you are not supposed to do. Power it on again. A person from nJoy replied to my email that you are not supposed to do this as you will over discharge the battery and in time damage it. I'm still going to do this and see if it has any juice left. And it still has juice left. The voltage is a bit high, but nothing dramatic. And again we have the beeping because it shut off by itself. I'm going to connect it and see what battery voltage we have in here. And we still have some juice. Voltage it's back where it kind of should be. We'll see for how long it lasts. Okay, but again, you are not really supposed to be doing this, but in a pinch, yeah, you can, but not good. Looking at the time I started the test, this almost looks like it had a timer for 2 hours and it actually shut off by itself. Hopefully that's not the case, and with a smaller load, it can, smaller than my monitor, it can go for even more than 2 hours. Almost another hour. Battery doesn't seem to be dropping. But my workday is over, so I need to see how I can leave the monitor on, but shut off the laptop. So it shut off maximum 5 minutes ago. I was here and it was still on. That means that more than 3 hours it worked with about 30 to 40 watts load, a monitor. Maybe even less than 30, because it depends a lot on what's the luminosity of the said display. They don't consume exactly the rated power. So yeah, let's plug this little guy in so it can charge once more. Power is back and instantly it powered right back on, because it was on when power went out. If you're wondering how hot this unit gets, about 44 degrees while charging the battery. And with the load that I put on it, the hottest it is while charging and not while running from battery. Maybe with higher load it gets a bit hotter when running from battery, but also it will not last that long, so I don't know if it has time to heat up, but for charging the battery, yep, this is what we get. Quick look from the other side, and what I have been able to see, in the lower right corner at the back of the unit we have a transformer. So that one kind of creates heat and outputs it into the whole unit, heating up the top. You can barely see the transformer in there, the shiny part basically, and at the top I mostly see wires and stuff like that, so I think the transformer is the culprit, and in here it should be the battery in the front. Another day, another power loss in my area. So this is as good of a time as any other to start our new test. So about 11:30 more or less. Let's see how much it lasts this time holding the monitor on. This thing just cut off. So it cuts off after 2 hours by itself. It has a timer. The 1000 watts version did not have a timer, so this will never run more than 2 hours from what I can see, even if the battery is actually not fully depleted from a really low load, which kind of sucks. Okay, almost another hour, so this thing can run for almost 3 hours if you force power it on. If it wouldn't have that cutoff timer at exactly 2 hours, this would basically last 3 hours almost with a monitor. I cannot show you the state of charge, it's quite low. I'm going to stop the experiment. I don't want to overuse the battery like this too much. This has drained already, so yeah, let's plug it in. Another thing, this will never get I think more than 2 hours of runtime, because I realized I need to also plug in it my docking station, and by plugging in the docking station, because otherwise I will not have an image to the monitor, automatically my laptop is also plugged in, because everything connects through a single Thunderbolt USB Type-C cable. So yeah, this will not get above the 2 hours, but if you want to run a router or something like that, I think you're better looking at the 1000 volt amp variant that does not seem to have a cutoff timer after 2 hours like this one has, so you can get much longer run times. Although, if you think about it, it's just a little bit more powerful than this, but runtime way longer. As of now, my main UPS, the 1000 volt amp one, has more than 2 hours, actually 2 hours and 10 minutes of running and allowing me to work. Basically, this is my work PC. So that one doesn't have the 2 hour cutoff. We've passed 3 hours with the 1000 volt amp unit, so that has no cutoff for sure. So the small unit cuts out in 2 hours, the big unit cuts out in 4 hours. I still think this one also has a timer. As you can see, I just plugged it in. I think it was in for about 5 minutes, and look at this. This is no way real. So yeah, it is what it is, but at least 4 hours better than 2, I think. Who knows? Just as an update, I've been using this for a few weeks now, and I tried to contact nJoy and ask them about the lower voltage cutout limit. No answer. Tried to contact them in a separate time and ask for the 2-hour timer if it can somehow be disabled. Never answered. So yes, last time when I mentioned I was a YouTuber doing a review, I got an answer. This time I never said anything about YouTube or review or something like that. Didn't get an answer, which I really honestly do not like. And in the future I will do the same for every other company out there, because I want to see the reality. So overall, seems a good product with really good reviews online. I haven't had any problems with my bigger unit, nor with this one up until now, but I don't like any company that doesn't reply to emails or to their contact forms on their website, because I needed to use the contact form on their website. This was what you get when you want to contact them, basically, so that's the standard method. I don't like that. A bit of an update for this, I sent another email on the direct email of one of the nJoy technicians that replied to me last time I was in contact with them, and I got an instant answer, so thumbs up for that. I don't know why I never got answers on the contact form on the website. So yeah, there's that. This thing should not switch to battery from 170 volts to 280 volts. So I'm not sure why it was switching then to battery, because it didn't show any values that low. But maybe something else was wrong with the power that it was getting into it, and it needed to adjust it by switching to battery. So there's that. And the 2-hour timer cannot be removed from this model, so we are stuck with it. If I need more runtime for my monitor and other stuff connected in there, I need to simply press the button again to power it on once more. It's kind of annoying and sad that it cannot remove that timer, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's about it for the unit. Working well. It is connected to yeah, Google told me it's a power strip, that thing right there, or I don't know, extension cord, but those can only have sometimes one output. So yeah, anyway, it's not a surge protection, so I opened it up. Just dumb wires, so doesn't interfere with the UPS in absolutely any way, and everything is working well. So yeah, if you have any questions about this, how it works in the future, feel free to ask in the comments. As always, Jesus Christ, cannot talk at all. Again, as always, see you in the next video.